Happy Wednesday, debate fam. How are we doing this evening? Welcome back to another episode of Debate 8. And tonight we are debating 8 Robert De Niro films, one of the living legends in the world of movies and television. And he's got obviously an incredible body of work. And tonight we are going to debate 8 of his movies. And at the end, you guys are going to decide which one is our winner for tonight. You guys are going to pick your favorites. Hello, welcome everybody. Good to see you all here. I hope you had a great week since last week. Last week we did Adam Sandler movies, and that was a blast. It was an absolute blast. I hope you guys had a good time last week doing that. This week, Robert De Niro. And I gotta tell you, just side note, before we really get into it, I spent probably, a good hour or two today mapping out the debates that we're gonna be doing through the end of the year. I went and I mapped out the entire thing. Guys, I have so many awesome debates planned in the future, all throughout 2021. We're tentatively penciled in. So it's going to be a good one. So I'm very excited to unveil it, and maybe on our Friday Discord chat, I'll give out some of them. Let you guys see what we're looking at. But tonight, while I digress, tonight we are talking Robert De Niro. You guys voted in the 8 movies we are talking about tonight. If you're not already a member of the Discord, make sure you are, because tonight, by the way, is Discord community night. So if you are a member of the Discord, you will have a chance, if you want, to jump into the waiting room and come on and give your thoughts and opinions on these movies that we're talking about tonight. And if you just want to sit back and relax and watch and vote, it's all good too. So let's see which movies we're going to be discussing and debating tonight. The first matchup in the first round will be the number 1 seed Godfather Part 2 that will go up against the number 8 seed of The Intern. That'll be our first matchup. Then our second matchup, the number 4 seed of The Untouchables will go up against the number 5 seed of Heat. Then we got the number 3 seed Goodfellas going up against the number 6 seed of Casino. And rounding out the first round will be the number 2 seed Meet the Parents going up against the number 7 seed of Analyze This. All right, and what a list! What an incredible list! These are 8 great movies. And if anybody complains about the 8 movies, it's because you aren't part of the Discord and you didn't vote, so I really don't care. So let's get into it. Let's get into our first debate. We got Godfather Part 2 going up against The Intern. Now, I think for this first matchup, I mean, there's clearly a reason why The Godfather, I'm just going to call it The Godfather. I'm not going to keep saying Part 2. The Godfather is the number 1 overall seed. I think it's going to be, it's going to take a monumental movie on this list to overtake The Godfather. But let me just say this. I just want to give a little bit of love to The Intern. All right. I think The Intern is a funny, charming movie. We were having a bit of a discussion about The Intern in the Discord a few days ago, and we were talking about whether we thought that this was a movie that De Niro sort of mailed it in, right? That he sort of was just there for a paycheck, and I think that it was a very good conversation about it, and I think by the end of it, my feelings are, this was definitely a time period where De Niro was in it for some paychecks. Absolutely. But this particular movie, The Intern, I thought I I don't think that at all. I think that he was in it to win it. I think it was the Anne Hathaway effect. If you look at a movie like Devil Wears Prada, I think this is a very similar kind of feel to that, and he definitely took it seriously, and I think it's funny. I think it's some of his best work. De Niro's so good at comedy. This is like super subtle, not dramedy, but like definitely. It's not a knee slapper comedy, but definitely a funny movie. And any other matchup, I think I'd be going to Intern. But guys, it's The Godfather. What are we doing here? Is this really a question that we need to do? I don't think so. Let me get this poll going. Hold on, I think I gotta reset the poll real quick. You know how we do here. Sometimes the poll needs to be a little refresh. All right, there we go. That should do it. All right, we got our poll up and running. All right, guys, if this is your first time, what we do, we vote here live in the chat. Hopefully when we go over to the Den of Nerds, we'll be able to do that too. We're working on it. Okay. If you want to vote for The Godfather, in the chat, exclamation vote 1. If you want to vote for The Intern, exclamation vote 8. Remember, there is a space in between the word and the number that you want to do. Now, look, I'm giving all this love for The Intern. Look, my heart, I guess not even my heart. The Godfather 2 is such a superior film. There's no way I'm voting for The Intern. But I wish I could vote for The Intern. Like I said, any other matchup, I think I would have done it. Not this one. Definitely not. All right, so we got 30 seconds left on the clock here. This is going to be a blowout. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat right now. Lava says, man, it's common sense. Absolutely. Yeah, this is a common sense one. But I still had to give some love to The Intern. Still got to give love to The Intern. Any other matchup I don't know about. I don't know what that means. Like, you're not sure or you don't know the movies. Lavas, did you really expect it not being rigged? It's not rigged. It's not rigged. Look, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not rigged. Just because like I can easily predict what's going to happen does not mean that it's rigged. Okay? There is a difference between a rigged system and a guy who can predict what you guys are gonna do. Okay? All right, we got time is up. 75% of the vote for I just said 7,500. 75% of the vote going for Godfather Part 2. Let me throw that into the bracket, and then let's go take a look at the bracket and see where we landed. All right, The Godfather Part 2. Moving on. All right, our next matchup. I think this is going to be an interesting one to see what you guys have to say. I'm very interested. I'm probably going to bring. Looks like Trev's in the waiting room, so I'm probably going to bring Trev in to get his 30 seconds on. And this is gonna be a tough one, man. Untouchables versus Heat. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'll give you my opinion real quick, and then I'll bring Trev in to give his thoughts. So here's my thing with this. I think that I'm going to be in the minority on this one. I love The Untouchables as a movie, but I'm sorry, I have to go Heat on this one. First time we see De Niro and Pacino on screen together. Obviously, they were in movies together like Godfather Part 2, but like we finally get them together, and they're playing roles that they've sort of like perfected over their careers over the time, and it's like some people would call that typecasting. I call it perfectly fit for their roles. And look, their performances were flawless. I think the one of the standouts of this movie in general is Michael Mann, the director, writer. I think that this could be one of his best movies. It may very well be his best movie. I think this movie it's for the crime genre. It's an absolute incredible epic movie. I love the Untouchables. And De Niro is great in it. But I don't know, man. I for me personally, I'm going Heat. Let me bring in. Let me bring in Trev here. Trev, can you hear me? Trev, are you there? Nope, he's not there. Hold on. Let me see if I have to change some settings real quick. I don't think so. I think we should be good. Hold on, let me bring him back in. Debate room. Trev. Oh, because I'm not in there. Oh, it would help if I was actually in the room. What's up, Trev?
Can you hear me?
I could hear you. I wasn't in the room, so that therefore that made it difficult. All right, Trev. I'm going to give you 30 seconds on the clock to tell me, and I know which way you're going already because you were a big proponent on the Untouchables. So tell me, 30 seconds starting now, Untouchables or the Heat?
So, did Heat win any Oscars?
No, it did not.
Did Untouchables win any Oscars?
Yes.
I'm just going to throw that out there right away. How is Robert De Niro as Al Capone, an iconic character in The Untouchables? What do you think? Do you think that performance was excellent?
Yes, I do. I do. I think it was excellent.
And so let's say that performance versus the Heat performance, where he's an LAPD officer, right?
Yeah,
I do believe.
Okay.
Well, the detective or whatever. And I'm just comparing the two movies themselves, right? So I think he does a better job in The Untouchables as Al Capone. And don't get me wrong, I love Heat. I do love Heat, and their interplay, like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in the moment, like when they're in that restaurant, well, like the diner. Yeah, that's a great amazing. 5 minutes. Amazing. 5 minutes of amazing, and also the obviously the shootout on the street.
Yes,
that's, people always refer to that. That's fantastic. But
classic.
Just for a movie versus a movie, I think The Untouchables is equal to the Heat, and it won an Oscar, mind you, for Sean Connery, not for Robert De Niro. But Kevin Costner is one of his early really good roles,
right? And
like I said, Robert De Niro just does a fantastic job as Al Capone. I mean, compared to Tom Hardy.
Well, no. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Yeah. Obviously, Tom Hardy playing Capone. It wasn't horrible. That wasn't horrible, but it wasn't. Look, it's clearly not the same. We're not even gonna compare those two movies. All right. So my man is going Untouchables. I gave you a little bit extra time. I bumped it up to a minute. I appreciate that. No problem. So next time you jump in, if you still want to jump in, I will. I'll give you a minute then next time. All right. So Trev going for Untouchables. I'm going Heat. Lemon, you're right. I forgot. He was talking about, you're right. De Niro wasn't the cop. Pacino was the cop. My bad. Sometimes, we just get so hyped up about it. But anyway, so let's get to the voting here. Untouchables or Heat. If you want to vote Untouchables, exclamation, vote 4. If you want to talk or vote for Heat, exclamation, vote 5. Go ahead, throw your opinions in. Tell me which one of these two movies do you want to move on to the next round. My heart is filled right now. You guys getting that early jump on Heat. I'm throwing in my vote for Heat as well. I kind of feel like Untouchables might make like a late comeback here, though. Starting to get a couple votes in. It's going back and forth. I see a lot of back and forth here. Let's see. How was he? He was barely in it. I mean, look, just it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't matter. How long an actor is in the movie, but sometimes the performance will drive it no matter how long you're in, right? This is some old people stuff today. Hey Tim, I'm sorry. Maybe next time, Tim, we'll do some cartoons. Maybe we'll do some cartoons for you. Will that be more than this old boomer stuff we're talking about here? Come on, it's De Niro. All right. This one's going to be close. Time is up, though. Time is out. We got 60% of the vote now going to Heat. I got to be honest, man. I'm a little surprised. That he made it past. I thought for sure you guys were going to vote in Untouchables, but it looks like Untouchables is out of the competition today. Let's go back to the bracket. Okay, man, Heat moving on. It's gonna be a tough road up against Godfather, though. I know that one for sure. All right, let's check out our next matchup. We got the number 3 seed Goodfellas against the number 6 seed of Casino. All right, this one's tough. This one's super tough. This one's really tough for me. I feel like I gotta go Goodfellas on this, right? Goodfellas very well might be my second favorite De Niro movie in general. Yeah, I gotta go Goodfellas on this. Goodfellas. Goodfellas. Look, the great thing about Goodfellas is, man, what a great job they did in slice of life, and what it was like to be, or a dramatized way of what it was to be in the mob. And they really do a really great job, and Scorsese does a great job of showing you like the good and the bad. Like, especially at the beginning of the movie. At the beginning of the movie, you really feel like you want to be, you actually want to be a part of the mob, right? And then it turns on a dime. And as quick as they show you how great it is to be a part of this life, then in an instant, they show you just how horrible it could be to be a part of it. And, the scene with Pesci at the end is still hits me. I absolutely love Goodfellas. I growing up, the argument, and I think people have this argument today, Godfather or Goodfellas, because for real, they're like 1-2 for De Niro. So, as much as I like Casino, it's the battle of the Scorseses here. I'm gonna go Goodfellas. It looks like Trev's back in here. Again, if anyone else wants to jump in, definitely come on in. We'll get your thoughts and opinions. Trev, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. This time,
can you hear me?
I can. This time I am definitely just giving you a minute on the clock here. So minute starts now. Goodfellas, Casino, which way you going?
They're both excellent movies. I was introduced to Casino before Goodfellas.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of have it. So yeah, it's interesting because so Casino came out in like 93, 94, something like that. And it's Robert De Niro's story. Goodfellas isn't Robert De Niro's story. Goodfellas, he's a part of it, but it's not his story. It's I can't
Ray Liotta, Henry Hill.
Henry Hill's story, right? And it's I don't know. I find Casino to be a very like Sharon Stone coming off Basic Instinct. That ending scene with the bats and it's gruesome as hell in the desert, but it's an amazing ending scene to that movie.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget watching that for the first time ever.
All right, yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. All right, minute is up. Thank you, Trev, for voting for Casino, throwing him back in the waiting room. All right, look, split here between me and Trev. Goodfellas, Casino. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Mike says Goodfellas. Obi-Wan says, so tough to pick. Trinity is grilling steaks, so we'll see what he has to pick. Lava says Casino was a movie. I see that movie for the first time when I was 5. You saw Casino when you were 5? Let's vote. All right, if you want to vote for Goodfellas, exclamation vote 3. If you want to vote for Casino, exclamation vote 6. Yeah, I'm going exclamation vote 3. Love me Casino. Definitely a movie I like to revisit. But yeah, Goodfellas is just too good. It's too good of a movie. I won't be upset if you guys vote Casino through. I'll say that. I just don't think it's gonna make it. Goodfellas, there's an argument to be made that some people like Goodfellas over Godfather. So I can't imagine that there's that argument that Casino is better than Godfather. So not gonna happen. I don't think. Although look at this. I'm looking at the chat here. A lot of people voting in some late love. Apparently I wasn't raised in the 80s. I was born in 1980. So like not really. I mean, like yes and no. I mean, look, in my household, De Niro, Pacino, mob movies, they were flowing in the house. I still don't think I saw Godfather when I was 5. I still don't think. I'll have to ask my dad when the first time he might remember that I watched it, but I can't imagine I was 5 years old when that happened. Oh, Lavis. All right. 62% of the vote going to Goodfellas. I keep saying Goodfellas. I got Animaniacs like in the brain right here. All right, 38%. All right, Goodfellas. Goodfellas moving on. All right, let's check out the bracket. Let's see where we're at. All right. Now we got the last matchup of the first round. The Battle of the Comedies. We got the number 2 seed Meet the Parents going up against the number 7 seed of Analyze This. I gotta say, once again, I think I'm in the minority on this one because personally, for me, I would go for the major upset here. And I'm leaning Analyze This. I really like Meet the Parents. I think I gotta be honest, and well, I'm sure we do have plans down the road this year to do a Ben Stiller night. I gotta be honest, I'm not the biggest Ben Stiller fan. He's very, very hit or miss to me. Very hit or miss. But for this was a hit. This was a hit for me. And De Niro, I mean, he really brought his A game, especially for comedy. But I gotta say, Analyze This, man. Just flipping the whole concept of a mob boss on its head in this film. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I am a long time fan of Billy Crystal, and I think the man and his films can almost do no wrong, if I'm being honest. I love pretty much everything he's ever done in his career. His comedy style and his delivery and his dry wit and his dry humor, it works for me. It always has. And the pairing, the chemistry that these guys have, I think their chemistry, De Niro and Billy Crystal, is better than the chemistry that De Niro and Stiller have. As even though I do like the pairing and I think it works, I like Analyze This. I think the script is super funny and smart, and it's very meta as well. I just think I find it like endlessly funny. I love Analyze This. I think it's a very under-discussed comedy in general. I thought it was a shame that it was voted this low on this list. So I'm going Analyze This. I see we got Mike Porter in the chat. Let's bring Mike Porter into the room. Sir, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great, Adam. How are you doing?
Oh, my man, I'm doing excellent. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock for you, Mike, and I want you to tell me which comedy you think you should move on to the next round. Meet the Parents or Analyze This. Your time starts now.
Okay, it won't take a minute.
Oh.
All I have to say is, I have breast, Greg. Can you milk me? And that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Mic drop.
Mike with the mic drop. All right. So you absolutely are going to Meet the Parents, huh? Do you like Analyze This?
Yeah, and the guy, who's the guy that's going to be in Loki? The guy with the nose, Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, yeah.
I mean, he was hysterical in this, and De Niro was great with the lie detecting machine. He was awesome. Yeah. He was exactly the guy you wouldn't want to meet if you're dating a girl.
Right.
It was hysterical. But that's it. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you, Mike. Going for Meet the Parents. I got to be honest. I think most of you are probably going to go Meet the Parents. I'm fighting the good fight for Analyze This. I don't think I'm going to convince most of you. So let's go to the poll. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. If you want to do Meet the Parents, vote 2 in the chat right now. If you want Analyze This, vote 7. I've never seen Analyze This, says Trev. Let me see where it's let me see if it's on streaming anywhere, because if I would definitely I would recommend it. All right, so it's not streaming anywhere. You can rent it where you rent your favorite digital movies, but is not streaming anywhere. Dandrix is here just in time. Analyze This is so good, hilarious. Dandrix, man, coming in with the vote for 7. I think Analyze This might pull up the upset. I'm seeing a lot of 7s here in the chat. Loving it. I got to vote too. Do my vote 7. Trini says, I'm gonna miss this show. Why? What happened? You gotta go? Are you leaving? It did take me forever to go to sleep, but when I went to school, apparently I wasn't the only kindergartner who has seen it. Made it tons better not being scared alone. Later, though, I just found it funny. My brother suggested the movie to my rents. They were 10 years apart. Interesting. All right, time is up on the clock by the narrowest slim margin. Analyze This, making it through to the next round, the number 7 seed. I'm shocked. I mean, I'm happy. I'm extremely happy. But I don't understand. I'll be honest. I don't understand. Thank you. Thanks. Unfortunately, my streak of predicting the winner in the thumbnail of the video does not continue this week, because I predicted that Meet the Parents would get to the end. So I'm pleasantly surprised, but it looks like not gonna happen this week. All right. We have our second round matchups all set to go. Starting us off, the number 1 seed Godfather Part 2 against the number 5 seed Heat. And then we'll talk about Number 3 seed Goodfellas going up against number 7 seed Analyze This. All right, let's jump into the debate. Godfather, Heat. Man, two of my favorites. I know. Look, I know Heat might have been a little Oh, I got hold on. I keep forgetting to change that. All right, there we go. I know Heat might be a controversial thing from last round. I get it. I understand. And I love the movie. What an incredible epic. But man, nothing's gonna compare to The Godfather. At least I don't think so. Look, The Godfather. Godfather 1 was a revelation, and Godfather 2 really cemented I don't know, this story, the way that it was able to basically make you sympathize with Vito Corleone and throughout his life. I mean, the guy's a cold stone murderer, and yet somehow you feel for him and you sympathize with him, and that's obviously the writing and the directing, but like that's all De Niro, man. And De Niro's performance in this was unbelievable, and I just love that the whole concept of going back and going to see his life. And look, that's just the De Niro part. Let's not talk. Let's not forget about the Michael Corleone stuff, which, I mean, you really see Michael Corleone as a ruthless bad guy. Like, it's funny what this movie does in the sense that it makes Vito almost look like a good guy and Michael a complete bad guy. Totally crazy. It's such a great movie, top to bottom. Look, The Godfather 1 and 2 was some of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. And look, I like Heat. I love this movie. It ain't comparing. Yeah, even Obi-Wan in the chat here says, tough to see, but Heat doesn't compare to a Godfather movie. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Very little can compare to a Godfather movie. This show only exists to divide the people. Oh, that's not true, Tim. You know that. It only divides the people if you let it divide you. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of people hanging out, talking about movies, giving their opinions. Attention, says Adam G. My wife has never seen any of the Godfather movies. Adam, sit your wife down and say, honey, we got to watch two of the greatest movies of all time. And then we'll watch Godfather 3. Which I haven't watched the new cut yet. I have it. I have a copy of it. I haven't had a chance to watch the new cut of 3. I will get to that. I hear it's better. I have it. I have a copy of it. I just need to find some time to sit down and watch it. Diana says, I'll watch it when I want to. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. There's no reason not to. Do a live screening? That could be we could do watch parties. I definitely want to start throwing in some watch parties. That could be a good one. That could be a good one to do for sure. All right, let's get to some voting. Let's see. I want to see what you guys have to say on this one. I hate that, like, we have such a big ringer in The Godfather, right? It's tough, man. It's when you have such a massive film like The Godfather, it's hard to go against it. It really is. This is like, I mean, I can't imagine we're going to get too many votes. I'm not saying 0 votes for Heat. I don't think we're going to get too many, though. If at all. I mean, look at this. 1, vote 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 1. Well, there we go. We got one for Heat. Maybe it's a sympathy vote. But either way, not a complete blowout. Never take sides against the family. Truer words have never been spoken, Adam. All right, 20 seconds left on the clock. Total blowout. Total blowout. This ain't even close. Somebody throw in the towel on this one. 10 seconds to go. If I was gonna watch one over, I would do Heat. Yeah, look, I don't blame you for that, man. Godfather 2's intense. It's an intense movie. Sometimes, you know, those kind of the raw, intense movies, like you see it once or twice, then you're good. Then you're good to go. Heat is definitely, you know, and there's also something to be said about, like, you know, I've seen Godfather 2 way more than I've seen Heat. So it's one of those, like, maybe if I sat down, would I watch Godfather again? I've seen it so many times. Maybe I'd sit down and do Heat. Oh, not a crazy thought. All right, let's throw this in the bracket here. 92% of the vote. Whew. Godfather, moving on. It might be Godfather's bracket to lose, if we're being honest. All right. Next up, we got the number 3 seed going up against the number 7 seed. Goodfellas. Analyze this. Are you all gonna hate me if I vote for Analyze This? Cinderella story for tonight. I don't know, man. It's almost like not comparable, right? Because they're so different. I mean, these let's be honest. These movies are so absolutely different, and they're so good in their own way. But hey, if I'm going to take the Lemon, you know, take advice from Lemon here. Lemon said he would rather watch Heat over Godfather right now if he had to choose. I got to be honest. If I would done this stream, if I'm, when I turn off the stream tonight, if I was going to pick a movie to watch, I think I might pick Analyze This. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just rewatched When Harry Met Sally for Valentine's Day, and I got Billy Crystal on the brain. I think I'm gonna go Analyze This. Let's see what you guys have to say. Adam G says, I can't believe Taxi Driver or Raging Bull didn't make it. Yeah, it was close. That's why voting in the Discord is extremely important, because we get, we start out, here's what we do. We start out with up to 18 movies we start out with, and then everyone votes to narrow it down to the top 8, and these are the top 8 that make it. Billy Crystal movies, yeah, it's definitely on the list. We're gonna do it around Oscar time, best Oscar host. So we're going to be doing Billy Crystal movies around then. But yeah, so anyway, sometimes I can't believe the movies that you guys vote. That's why it's definitely a good idea. If you're in the Discord, look out for the voting, because it's fun. And you get a good sense of what it is. And then, hey, you could, people chat and they sort of campaign for each other and for the movies. So it's a good time there. Feels like we just had this conversation and I'm taking Analyze This again. I know, this is crazy. I mean, maybe more of you are actually going to pick it than I thought. I would definitely pick Analyze This to watch, but it's because Goodfellas is always on TV. Plus it's later. It's true. If I vote in the Discord, I'm responsible for the shitty list of movies. That's true. But you know what they say, you can't complain if you don't vote. Although people still complain even if they don't vote. So, but that's how we get the list. So if you want to be involved in getting the list and figuring out the 8, you know what to do. So come hang out. I'm just here to bust your chops about the list. Oh, I know. It's the weekly chop busting from Trinity. I guess it wouldn't be a Wednesday night unless Trinity complained about at least one of the 8 movies that are on the list. All right, let's vote. Let's see what you guys have to say. I'm just here to complain. I challenge both Tim and Trinity next week. Try not to complain about anything next week. Try. And I know it's not going to happen. All right, if you want to vote Goodfellas, exclamation vote 3. If you want to vote Analyze This, exclamation vote 7. I want to go exclamation vote 7. That might be blasphemous. Trust me, I know. I'm fully aware. I think I got to do it. I got to do it. I gotta be that guy. Go Analyze This. I don't think it's gonna matter though. I think Goodfellas, like I said, going to get most of the votes here, or at least the majority. Right now we got 30 seconds left on the clock. 58% going to Goodfellas. Only about 25 seconds left on the clock. Goodfellas keeps getting more votes. Do I amuse you? Am I a clown to you? Joe Pesci is super scary in that movie. It's all on me. I rigged the Pixar show. Now you gotta take the consequences. Man, that Pixar show was like it's 8 months ago. Can't believe you're still holding on to that. Goodfellas coming in, 0 time left on the clock. Patricia says, Analyze This is much better than I expected. Me too. I am pleasantly happy on this one. Great showing by Analyze This. You know, the sitting ovation for Analyze This. You fought hard, young 7 seed. You didn't make it to the final dance, but hey, final 4 for a movie that probably made it further than it should have. I'm okay with that. So Goodfellas, number 3 seed, making it down to let's how about we go here instead? What is happening? Godfather Part 2, number 1 seed is going to go up against the number 3 seed of Goodfellas. All right, like this is always a debate, right? This is always what it comes down to. Whenever you talk De Niro movies, whenever you talk mob movies, look, it's usually Godfather 1 a lot of times, or sometimes people like combine the two and just say the Godfather trilogy, or you know how Godfather 1 and 2 are basically one long movie, which is kind of true. But it's always Godfather, Goodfellas, Godfather, Goodfellas. I think it's going to go down to your age. Honestly, I know a lot of people in their, late 20s, early 30s who swear by Goodfellas, right? I feel like if you are younger, that Goodfellas might be your go-to mob movie. For me, as an older person, on the older persuasion, Godfather 1 or 2, either one, is the way to go. I was first, Godfather 1 and 2 were my first introductions to the mob. De Niro crushes it as Vito Corleone. Trev made a good point earlier on in the show that like even Goodfellas, if you're gonna rank the order of whose story it is. It starts out Ray Liotta as he's the main story, and then it goes Joe Pesci. De Niro's third in that movie. I know, look, he's first on the poster, but that's just because he's De Niro. Of course, he's going to get top billing. But really, it's a Ray Liotta story. Two very different movies, but both very good. I know personally, I'm leaning Godfather. Like I said, I think it's an age thing. I think my age is showing, going with the older film here. I got Trev here in the waiting room. Let's bring him in. Hello, Trev. Welcome back, sir.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna put a minute on the clock for you, my man. Which way are you leaning tonight?
I'm leaning Godfather also. Like, it's like Goodfellas is a great movie. Godfather, like especially Robert De Niro as Vito Corleone and like Sicily and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those scenes, that's fantastic. Like those scenes, like where he slashes the other Don across the chest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I had a wife that was like Apollonia in the 70s and she was murdered via car bomb, I probably would do that stuff too, I guess. But
yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you here, man. I love the Michael Corleone stuff in this movie. Everything out in Vegas, the kiss of death, like the whole thing. It's so hardcore, but De Niro just crushes it as Vito.
Yeah, he crushes it as Vito, and everything, like, just everything about The Godfather is done better than Goodfellas. Like, Goodfellas is a great movie. It's just everything in The Godfather that's similar to it is done better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was first. It's the template. It's the movie that everyone strives to be. You know, everyone when you make a movie like this, you strive to be like The Godfather. And some movies, I think Goodfellas succeeds in being like a stepchild to The Godfather. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just there are very few movies in the world that match up to The Godfather.
I mean, just Shawshank, right?
Well, Shawshank, sure, Shawshank.
I mean, Godfather 1 and 2, I think, are both top 5 IMDb movies. If you go by that, they're
for sure
top. I think Shawshank is right up there with them. That's why I said that. But
yeah. No, obviously Shawshank, clearly one of the greatest movies of all time. Way back when, maybe about 8 months ago, when I did my my favorite movies, both of those were on there. So I think Godfather, I think Godfather 1 was on there, or I think I said I was just
Back
combining
to the Future, right?
Oh, of course, Back to the Future. Obviously.
Biff needs justice. The Biff needs justice Back to the Future movies.
Okay. All right, Trev. Trev is going to Godfather Part 2. What are you guys doing here? Let's see. Adam G says, "Hey, as a millennial, it's Godfather." All right, so we got a technical millennial. He says. Trinity says, "This is tough. I like both for different reasons." I agree, Trinity. I agree. Both clearly good in their own right for different reasons. Goodfellas has that comedy angle too. It's a funny movie. It's meant to be, funny at times because it's trying to show you the fun side of being in the mob. So they do a great job of balancing the two. What were you watching? Pops in saying vouching for Little Fockers. Yeah, man. Didn't make the list. Meet the Parents took the honors in that franchise. So not a showing tonight, unfortunately. Obi-Wan says, "I won't be angry either way." Yeah, I think most of us won't. It's just going to be interesting to see what you guys vote. Absolutely. Mike says, "I went to school with Abraham Lincoln's father." Oh yeah, Mike is like 106 years old. Mike was there when they invented water. That's how old Mike is. But it's good. It's good to see, that he's floating around online. I'll just vote what Patricia votes. Can't go wrong with that. Well, I don't know about that. But you know, maybe she picks the right one this time. All right, let's get to the voting. This is it. This is for you guys to decide who, or not who, but what is the best Robert De Niro film. Let's start the poll. Do you want The Godfather Part 2 to win tonight? If you do, exclamation, vote 1. If you want Goodfellas to win, exclamation, vote 3. Right out the gate, Godfather with the votes, but Goodfellas making a comeback here in the second half. Godfather with a crucial vote right there, pushing it a little further towards victory. We got about 50 seconds left on the clock. Couple more votes coming in. It's going back and forth. 3-1, 3-1, going back and forth. I gotta put my vote in. I'm doing exclamation vote 1. I am leaning towards the classic Godfather Part 2. There we go. Oh, we got some new voters here tonight. All right. Oh, there we go. All right, we got people coming in. Godfather, we got 18 seconds left on the clock. 10 seconds left to go. It would take a miracle right now for Goodfellas to make it in. You'd have to get a ton of people coming in and voting, and time is up. And it looks like Godfather, debate fam, Godfather is your winner tonight. 63% of the vote going to Godfather. Great showing by Goodfellas. But at the end of the day, there we go. Godfather Part 2 makes it all the way to the end of the bracket to be your winner. You voted. You have chosen Godfather Part 2 as the best of these 8 Robert De Niro films. Oh man. Well, I got one of them right. I got that one right. Didn't get the other one right. What a shocking upset, guys. That was a complete shocking upset that you guys did not vote. I guess I did a good job. I guess did a good enough job convincing you. It was all me. It was all. I'll just take all the credit right now. It was all me. I analyzed this as far as I could push it. So you're welcome. You're welcome. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you haven't seen Godfather, go watch it. If you haven't seen any of these movies on this list, I'm sure you were very confused tonight, but you should go watch them because they are all very good movies. Good show, says Diana. I gotta go watch The Godfather now. Well, look, I wouldn't start it tonight. Okay, it's 9:00 at night. I mean, we're talking like if you put both of them together, or if you watch the machete cut version, you're looking at a 6-hour movie here. I wouldn't start it tonight. Okay, maybe tomorrow. Wake up. You know what? Go get a good night's sleep. Wake up super early tomorrow morning before work and just try. Knock it out. Absolutely. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, that's Godfather 1. That's not this one. But hey, the sentiment is there. Well, classic line, obviously. I still use that. I still use that line all the time. Half the time to people that don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. So, all good. Okay. Next week, I have a tentative debate for next week. That's why normally at the end I go into the preview for next week. But since I just laid out the whole schedule, there is a guest that I would like to have on next week. But I got to reach out to him to see if he's open to coming on. So check the Discord because tomorrow, because I got to get the voting in, we got to start the voting soon. So I'm gonna try to lock that down by tomorrow. So be in the Discord. I will tell you all about that stuff there. Also, for those of you that love Debate 8 and you love this show, we are working very hard and I know that you guys know this as well, to bring a version of this show over to the Den of Nerds live channel. We are working very hard. I'm trying to make it so that the experience that you have here is equally as good over there, so that you guys are still having fun. So I promise you, we are working hard. It's taking a little longer than expected, but I'd rather be right than rush it. So we will get that over for you guys and start doing like real nerdy debates over there while we do our our little film snob stuff over here. So thank you for hanging out, debating movies with me. You guys are the best. I wouldn't have this much fun doing this kind of stuff if it wasn't for you. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, do all that good stuff, share us out, join the Discord if you haven't already, because that's where we're going to get a lot of your notifications, a lot of fun chats too. We talk movies there, new movies, not just old movies, new movies. We talk movie news over there as well. We're slowly starting to build up the Discord over there, and it's a fun time. So thank you all for hanging out. I will see you guys. If I don't see you in the Discord, I will see you all next week. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. I'll talk to you guys soon.